One day while reading history, I paused to take a sigh about the land Afghanistan, where empires go to die. Alexander the Great, he tried and failed. The Mongols, they did too. The British and the Russians, they got their ass kicked too. America's been there many years, and I ask myself why we don't learn from history, where empires go to die. They say it's terrorism, that's political malarkey. Just follow where the money goes to a corporate oligarchy. The food crops, they weren't screwed with a plow and a hoe. Been turned into opium poppies, growing row on row. Our infrastructure's crumbling, our social structure too. It's a corporate scam, they don't give a damn while screwing over me and you. Outrage, I don't hear no public cry about sending young men and women where empires go to die. We lost people and treasure in Vietnam, and there still ain't no upside. We're doing the same in a no-win game where empires go to die. It's a new world order agenda with a demonic rising tide. They want America's soul in a deep dark hole where empires go to die.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network and its website are those of the hosts, guests, and participants, and are not necessarily those of or endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, the management, other hosts, or advertisers of the network. The shows found on the Night Dreams Talk Radio Network can, but do not necessarily, promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or condition or give any medical or legal advice. Coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades, here's your host, Gary Anderson.
Boy, it is cold today. Down at the compound, down at the harbor. Yeah, you're listening to me, Gary, on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. I hope everybody's had a great day today. I know it's been a day like I wouldn't believe. My wife's car. It's not running right. And then on top of it, we went to turn the wipers on last night, or she did, on the way home, and those even quit. Well, guess it goes in the shop next week. We get it repaired. Hey, James, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I guess I don't need to ask you how you're doing today.
I am doing really good. How about you? How many bowls of that sugar frosted flakes have you consumed today?
I've been switching it with pistachio nuts instead.
Okay, well, nuts are good for you. A lot of protein.
Yeah, make me nutty.
Yeah, well, I agree you are nutty. I get anybody. Yeah, you of anybody I know, you are nutty. But I like you. You're kind of a nice nutty.
I'm not a rude nutty. I'm a nice nutty.
You're a nice nutty. You're not a strange. Well, you are strange, too, but that's beside the point. So, I mean, what have you been doing? Just living on Facebook all day today, or have you been watching TV?
Oh, God, none of the above. I've been enjoying the 70-degree weather out here.
70 degrees.
It's every day it's been 70, yeah. Matter of fact, last week it was 94 days in a row. It went from 90 last Thursday, 91, within a 10-hour period to 44 degrees. I'm still getting over the shock of that.
And you got sick, too, didn't you?
Oh, I was sick for about 3 days.
Oh, yeah. Hey, tonight we got a great guest, back by demand from the listeners, mainly the truckers out there. They wanted to hear Calvin Parker back on about his abduction and what happened with him and Charles-Hickson. And that's what we're going to be talking about, at 7 o'clock Pacific West Coast time when we bring him on. I think we're going to try to get more information out of him than we ever have tonight. What do you think?
Oh, I think so. I know the last time I've talked to him and you talked to him, we seem to always get a little bit more information. And I got to tell you, every time it's bone chilling. His interviews, it just sends chills up my spine what that man has went through.
Well, and that's not him. It's people in general. Been abducted. Have we had anybody lately come out and say that, well, their abduction was actually fun and they enjoyed it and they are looking forward to it again? I don't think so.
Right. And, that kind of leads into a little thing I've got here. Former CIA agent Daryl Sims, I know you've probably heard of him. He's called Alien Hunter or whatever, but he claims that roughly 1 million people have been abducted. And he even says in a little article there that some of these people, because they wash your brain and stuff, that they come away and they kind of brainwash you or something, that some of the abductees are saying, oh, it was a good experience and all this. And he's saying they're not here to help us. They're all evil and bad. And it kind of validates what a lot of the people are saying that have been abducted that hasn't, been brainwashed, so to speak.
Well, isn't that what I've been saying for the last couple months, that these abduction cases, if they're not a friendly thing. There's a reason behind these abductions. Do you think they're just abducting you for the fun of it? I'm sure they know what your testicles look like by now if you've been abducted. I'm sure they know what your DNA is and your blood type and all this stuff. So, what's the point of keep abducting the same people over and over again? And plus, people are people. The amount of people that are being abducted is it's scary. And there has to be agenda behind it. And I honestly think what it is maybe, like I said last night, I got a lot of people, it agreed with me, and a lot of people, it disagreed with me. But again, back in the Soviet days, they sent a whole bunch of sleeper agents all through America. Just in case we ever went to war with Soviet Union, they had a job to do. But they didn't even know they were a agent or a spy because they were conditioned not to remember that. They thought they were a typical American citizen, and with a magic word, said to them, then they would remember what they were. Well, I got a funny feeling these people being abducted and getting implants and all this stuff, they're setting them up for something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know one of the things that the Daryl Sims touched on, he says some of the abductions he thinks is they're getting DNA to create alien hybrid to live and function here on Earth for doing their purposes. And again, their timeline and their lifespans could be, 1 year to us could be 1,000. Who knows how long they could live. So they got time to play these things out or whatnot. Because like you touched on, whatever planet or solar system, whatever they come from, a year to them might be way different than a year to us and their gravity and all that stuff. So all these factors factor in, and I agree with you. They've got all kind of hidden agendas.
What was that movie back about 25 years ago? Was it The Body Snatchers? Or what happened is that when you went to sleep, all these pods came down. And then when you went to sleep, they would duplicate you, and then they would be you, and then they would kill you and take over. and they had an agenda to do something like taking over the Earth. But to think about that, I mean, that's a possibility too. We don't know. They could be collecting all this DNA, making body doubles, or who knows? Maybe some of these people are being abducted, are not even the real person anymore. Think about this if we want to get really far out. Maybe they are body doubles, and they don't even know it.
That could be until one day, like Manchurian Candidate, they activate your brain with a certain word or a frequency or something.
Yeah, well, God, if somebody did that to me, I'd really feel sorry for them, because I don't know. But you have to think about that. It's all these different. It's no worse than everybody else's guesses, because that's all we're doing, isn't it? Guessing what these abductions are going on for. There's a reason, but we don't know what it is.
That's true. They're just hypotheses, but I think that is a kind of a good one, where they're getting DNA and making alien hybrids to function here on Earth. Because let's face it, even us, if we went to the moon, we can't function just without special equipment and stuff, wearing suits and things. So maybe if they're making these hybrids, they can function and walk right among us and not even know. And then who knows? Like you said, someday they say a word or hit a frequency, and then it's on.
Yeah, or maybe again, but like I said, like that one movie I watched, maybe a lot of these people that are being abducted and these implants in them, they're not the original person. Maybe they're a duplicate. They were taken aboard and, created in an image and with all the same emotions of the original person, except when activated, then they become whatever they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you got to factor in all the missing people all over the world that come up missing. You just don't disappear. That's body mass. It's got to go somewhere. And the totality of it, of 1,300,000, whatever it is, that's a big body count. So where are they going? Are they food? Or they got them packed away somewhere, or reprogramming them, or what?
Soylent Green. Remember I said that the other night jokingly? Think about that. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're, and guess what? The Swedish, and that's who it was. It was from Sweden. This professor is really pushing eating the dead, because he said by 2040 that our food supply will not be, well, put it this way, we won't be able to supply the population anymore. We're going to start going into a water shortage. We're going to, because of the climate changes and earth changes, which everybody in Washington, D.C. don't really care about right now. That is going on, Antarctica melting. You're going to find maybe changes when the skull from the equator, the water going up to the Atlantic Ocean, up by UK and Ireland and all those places out there, it stops, and then all of a sudden they go into like a mini ice age or worse. Where are those people going to go? They got to go somewhere. There isn't going to be enough food. So his idea is dead people. Okay? A lot of meat and dead people. And people don't taste that bad, he said.
They call it long pig, but my goodness. But I got to tell you something. I hate to be bearing a bad horrific facts, but here, let's just think about it. 40 years ago, there was 3.5 billion people. Today, there's 7 billion. It's almost doubled in 40 years. Now, in 20 years' time, at the pace we're going, there's going to be so many billions of people on this earth, and those people consume a mass amount of stuff and create a lot of waste. And it's just not viable to have 12 billion people on this earth. It's not going to work. It's a breeding ground for, like you say, diseases and all kind of bad stuff.
You're excited, aren't you? Because you're banging the table, aren't you? You were banging something. I was hearing you going ever so often. You were getting excited there, weren't you?
Oh, I was getting fired up about it, but I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. But no, seriously, I mean, like that movie, Charles-Hickson, I mean, the world went through a major war. I mean, there was famine. There was not enough food to supply the population. Gee, they didn't even have jam anymore. Strawberry jam. I mean, it was just like